What's up? I'm Bee, and welcome to my channel where we debunk harmful personal development and religious norms. Before we get into the video, I just want to remind you that everyone who said, hey, if you do a wish list for Arizona Helping Hands, I would love to contribute, you can do that now. The link will be in my description box as well as a pinned comment down below. I contacted Arizona Helping Hands, I got a list from them of their greatest needs, and I created the wish list accordingly. So that's going to be open for all of November, and then in the beginning of December, I will take all of the donations over to their actual facility, and I'm really excited. So if you've already bought something, thank you so much. And if you are planning on it, still, thank you so much. You are going to make such a difference for kids and families in foster care, and that's incredible. So let's get into today's video. It's about Dave Hollis. Dave had a little bit of, let's call this an incident, a mess up. He got into a bit of a kerfuffle, I suppose, with himself and with his audience over his new book, Built Through Courage. So essentially, his new book, Built Through Courage, came out, and apparently it wasn't doing as well as Dave hoped that it would. And he thought that a great way to entice people to purchase it would be to go on this 2-hour live stream, talk about how excited he was about it, how much you need the book, how, because you follow him and he's a content creator, y'all are in contract with each other. And so the contract is he shows up and provides value, and in return, you pay for his services that you did not necessarily ask him to provide. In his mind, if you follow him, you don't buy his book, you can beat it, basically. And so he went on this 2-hour live stream, which was incredibly uncomfortable to watch. The only way I was able to get through actually watching the entire thing was to watch Savvy Writes Books live stream about it and Mac Attack's 2 videos that he did, so those will be linked down below. They provide a lot of great commentary on the entire thing. I just wanted to pick a few clips and kind of address them and then do a bit of a follow-up. Now, the first time I heard about this incident was through a video that Kia's World posted, and of course that'll be linked down below too. She does a lot of Hollis content, and when I first started watching it, I got really, really sad. Like, it felt very dark. I don't know if you believe in energy, but obviously if you follow me, you know that I do. And it just like made my heart ache watching the clips that she put in, and I thought, this is really like serious, this is very heavy, this doesn't feel like he's okay, and I felt very sad for him. And then as the video went on and I saw more clips, I was like, okay, 2 things can be true at the same time. This can be very dark and very sad for Dave, but this is also unacceptable behavior in terms of how he continued to act throughout the rest of the live streams. Common themes would be guilting followers into buying your book, berating people who are commenting while you're trying to make a point because apparently they're distracting you, Dave continuing to try and read from his book and then going on tangents and being so loud and excited about his book that he wakes up Noah, his daughter, his 4-year-old daughter, who he then makes wait for like another hour and 40 minutes for breakfast, which again, we will get into it, and just the whole thing was a mess. He did end up issuing an apology, which we will get into, but first let's take a look at a few of these clips.
Excited about the book, and I'm in the window where I get to be really excited about the book, that I rolled over. It was like 5:15 in the morning. I don't get up at 5:15 anymore. I am the only adult Hollis that lives here, and that's not my jam. But when I am in this launch window and I am so excited about this stinking book, I woke up and I was just like, oh, I got to start working on something, because I'm so excited to tell people about it. And I ended up writing this really long post.
Okay, so in that clip, he says that he's the only adult Hollis who lives there. He doesn't usually get up that early. To me, I'm like, okay, that's a little bit of shade on Rachel because she always talks about how early she gets up. I get it, maybe you still have some hurt feelings about the divorce being dropped on you in your mind, But I feel like maybe don't do that. I feel like that's kind of in bad taste. I don't know. You'll have to tell me what you think. But to me, when you're a public figure and your kids are very much public online, maybe don't take jabs at the mother of your children. Maybe don't do it. I think Dave, in his mind, is very much the victim in the divorce, because he's made it very clear that he did not want it. It was Rachel. She told him it was happening. But at the same time, I feel like, hey, Dave, if you look at the reality, and if you were fighting to save your marriage for years, which y'all admitted you were, it couldn't have been that much of a surprise. And I think he has a certain subset of followers that have clung to him because they hate Rachel. They feel deceived by her. And so they're like, oh, we're Team Dave now. And maybe he's trying to appeal to them. But in any case, not my favorite thing he's ever said. That definitely made my ears perk up a little bit. On to the next clip.
Coming back, I'm gonna be a little intense for a second. I just want you to brace yourself. It's early. I'm wearing American flag socks. You know it's gonna be a good day if you're wearing those American flag socks. Why do you follow me if you haven't bought my book? Why do you follow me? If you follow me and haven't bought my book, unfollow me. I would prefer to lose all of the people who are not interested in buying the thing that I have dedicated the last 18 months of my life to, that I have poured every single bit of my being into, than allow you to show up and breach our contract. Because this is our contract. This is it. I will show up every single day for y'all. We're starting a book club on Wednesday. Wednesday, the third day of November. 3rd of November, right? We're going to start a book club. And I am going to get up every single day. And I am going to hand you a 50-plus page PDF workbook for free. And I'm going to give you the journaling prompts, and I'm going to give you the work prompts that are going to take you through every single one of these chapters. And some of you are just going to join the lives. That's cheating. That is cheating. I've written a book for you. It is $18 American. It is $18 American. And I'm just telling you right now, 100%, it'll change your life. It will change your life. Will it really change my life, Dave? Yes, it will change your life. I wrote this book. It's called Built Through Courage. It's $18. We're going to start a book club on Wednesday. You're all invited. But you know who I only want to show up? People that invested in themselves $18 worth. $18 worth. Because I am 100% certain I'm going to wake somebody up in the Hollis house. It's so quiet here. Please, Dave, don't yell. $18. Let's get back to peace for a second. $18. I'm just letting you know that I don't mind, because it's my calling. This is my life. Like, Dave, are you really going to show up every day for 40 consecutive days and teach us for nearly an hour's worth of time, give us a free PDF workbook for just kicks? No, it's not kicks. I'm going to do it because this is my calling. I don't have a choice. I was brought here, and I'm not leaving. So I'm going to serve you all well.
This one really, really bugs me because it's a very common thing that happens in the personal development community. You have these influencers who take advantage of the way that they are perceived by their audience. They present it as if you're this whole tight-knit community, that everybody cares about each other equally, and they give you kind of a false sense of intimacy because they're telling you every day how much they care about you and how much they want you to succeed and how much you mean to them. And come on, buy this book. It's for you. I made it for you. It's gonna change your life, right? Like, you hear that over and over and over again every day, and you think, oh, my support, me as an individual, my specific support is super important to this person. Let me buy the book. Let me buy the course. Let me share their podcast episode. And there's nothing wrong with liking somebody and supporting them and purchasing their content or engaging with it. There's definitely not, but it's very common in this specific community for there to be the false intimacy that almost guilts people into doing it. And I truly do not like that. It leads people to focus more so on how they can support the content creator when the whole reason they're following this person is to gain knowledge. When it's a personal development, leadership style influencer, they are following them to gain guidance, to get something from them, that they are, the influencer is voluntarily providing this value. That is their job. And so I know I said voluntarily and job in the same sentence. Let's get past it because you knew what I meant. But it's the content creator's chosen thing to create content to help people. You put it out there. Whoever is interested can take it. And if somebody just likes to follow you casually because occasionally they find you inspiring, entertaining, whatever the case may be, that is okay too. Dave Hollis, you are not entitled to anyone's money just because you wrote a book that none of them forced you to. It's not okay to say, oh, it's only $18. Buy my book. Why do you follow me if you're not going to buy it? It's gross, and I don't like it.
Conversation about this. Thank you for being my human that I could refer to. All right, we're going back to reading. Listen, everyone, I'm talking about this book. I talk all about honoring the intention of your creator inside of this book. I wrote this book. It took me a little more than a year. It was the hardest and best thing I've ever done. It is easily the greatest contribution I've ever made to this planet. It is without a doubt 1,000,000%. Mr. Bad Boy, I'm trying to encourage people to live their best lives. You're going to drop that in here? Come on, brother. Go do that on somebody else's page. This book is, without a question, the closest I've ever come. The closest I have ever come to honoring why God made me the way he did. Period. I am so proud of this book. Dave, why do you have pride for this book? Do you have pride because of how many copies you hope to sell? No. I mean, I hope that we sell a zillion copies because the book is good. Because the book is good and it is worthy of being read. And if you are in community with me, I'm going to show up every single day. And my single ask, I'll give you 40 hours worth of me doing everything I can to try and change your life. I want you to spend $18 to have the book in your hand so you can actually help yourself change it as well. But the thing that I have pride for is not, oh, the cover looks good, or I got to interview these people, or whether it makes a list or not. I mean, yeah, do I care? Of course I care, because I have an ego like anyone else does. Yeah, I'd love to make a list. If I don't make a list, is it going to be the thing that takes away my pride for this book? No, 0% chance. Why? Dave, what are you proud of in having written this book? What I'm proud of is that this accomplishment, this thing that I have created, is the closest I have ever come to feeling like I understand the reason why I was given the gifts that I was given, and I am now using them in a way that honors the reason why I was created. That's it. So I get to have pride, like, oh my goodness, I spent 46 years trying to find a way to connect to purpose. I spent 46 years trying to find a way to connect to why I was put on this planet or why I was given these gifts. At 40 years old, and I've told this story a lot, right? 40 years old, I had, it's not an autobiography, although I do tell a bunch of stories about silly stuff that I get into. It's a little more of a self-help book. It's built, I mean, I'll show you what I showed people earlier. It's built around this idea of a map. And you basically are going to start by building a little bit of self-awareness, like understanding where you are. Like we start with talking about your calling. Why are you here? Your values, what do you stand for? Your identity, who are you? Your experiences, what have you been through? Owning where you are, a little more self-awareness, right? Appreciating that no one's coming to save you and that the way that you've created value for status quo suggests that you believe it'll be here forever, and it won't. Building a plan. confronting your fear, understanding all of the little tactical things that it's going to take to actually make your things come together. So it's built like a map, and I take you on a journey to go from where you are, casting a vision, to where you now want to go, and then ultimately making a tactical, practical list of what it's going to take to actually get there. Okay? Oh yeah, you like those socks? Look at this. I basically said, look, I am going to find somebody, because I have now in my DM, not my DM, in my feed, I put up the longest post possible. There are 9 comments of the copy of my post. But all it is me basically saying, look, I feel so proud of this book. If you're in my community and I commit to showing up for you for 40 days of a book club and, frankly, beyond that, I'm going to show up for you every day. Why? I'm going to show up for you every day because I have been called into this space to show up every day. I'm going to show up every day because this is what I do for a living. This is who I am and how I think I can best utilize my talents. I'm going to try and pour into humans the things that I have experienced or learned, the way that I've learned things from other people. Yes. You need those Mickey pancakes? All right, let me finish reading this chapter, then we're going to Mickey pancake it up.
So that one was long. There's kind of a lot going on there. I find it very ironic that he's sitting there talking about how this is the greatest and hardest thing he's ever done. Meanwhile, he's 49 minutes into this live, and his 4-year-old daughter wants breakfast and simply to hang out with her dad, who's been out of town and traveling because of this book. And instead of spending time with her, he's still focused on showing the book. I think if she came out and it was before the time that she was supposed to be out of bed, you say, hey Noah, like, give me a few minutes, let's wait, I'm in the middle of something. But for this to go on for as long as it did after she woke up, it really was just painful to watch. And it's so funny because I could identify with exactly how Dave is feeling in that moment of like, no, I just need to get this done. I just need to get this done. Please just wait. Like, go, go get your brother, go get my dad, go get grandma, just go and let me do this. I get it. He wanted to do the live stream. It was early. He wasn't expecting her to be up, but guess what? She was. I think you have a decision to make that, from what I can see, is based on optics. Because if your kid has to wait a little bit for breakfast, in the grand scheme of things, is that a huge deal? No. But as you see the live stream go on and on and on, you see Dave get progressively more frustrated, and he's trying to keep his cool because he's getting irritated. Noah's up, Ford, his son, gets up, and they're fighting, and he comes out in a dinosaur costume, which we will get to. But it's just like your kids are desperate for your attention, and you're just trying to do a live stream. And the thing that's making him even more irritated is that there's people on the live stream saying, hey, go hang out with your kids. Go make pancakes with Noah. You told her you'd make her pancakes. Just go. It's fine. And Dave doesn't like that. Dave doesn't like being told how to parent his kids. But from a purely optical perspective, this looks bad. Dave is presumably filming on his phone or his iPad. You say, hey, let's go get Noah a snack. Maybe you're not going to make her pancakes. Maybe you do make her pancakes. That would be fun for your audience to see. But if you're not going to get her a full-on breakfast, at least be like, hey, I'm going to take a quick break, or come with me. Let's go get something for Noah. Let's get her taken care of, and let's get back to this. His mom and dad are there. Go talk to your parents. Say, hey, can you help? Or you end the stream. You agree on a time to come back later, and you make arrangements for your kids who just want to spend time with you. You got a few options. This was like the worst of them.
You need those Mickey pancakes?
Yes, right now.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Okay. We're going to finish reading about stillness. If you were paying attention, I'll tell you what, stillness was something that we were talking about a while ago, but you better go wake up Lolly.
I want to make Mickey pancakes.
I will make those Mickey pancakes, but we got to finish reading this chapter. These people have been patient. They've been decent. Most of them. A couple of them have not been decent at all. They've been indecent. But most of them have been decent, and I'm going to...
Please make Mickey pancakes.
Yeah, we're gonna make Mickey pancakes as soon as we finish this chapter.
But I want you to do it.
I'm going to do it. How about this? Why don't you ask Ford to get the ingredients out? Tell him it's time to get up for flag football, and then we'll make some panners.
And then I can have a snow cone at football.
Yeah, we'll see. That'll be good. We'll do that. Okay. Snow cone. I mean, the game's at like 10, so I'm not sure if we're having snow cone.
She's 4 years old. She wants her dad to spend time with her. She is asking nicely. She is smiling for the camera because she's used to being made to perform for it. After this moment in the live stream, he goes on for another hour and 10 minutes before ending. I get it. You can't always be 100% attentive to your kid, but it's just hurtful to see him so dismissive towards her, and this happens time and time again throughout the entire stream.
All day. That like you would talk about all day, that you do 40 consecutive days of teaching. Like, I know I come off a little bit like a crazy person right now, and I just legitimately don't care how I come off as long as someone sits up and pays attention to this thing that I have so much passion for. Because Alex, I'm gonna DM you back, brother. We're gonna have ourselves a little one-on-one time later. Where's Heidi? Heidi is in Phoenix, Arizona. She lives just outside of Phoenix. She headed back home, and she is gonna spend the weekend with her kiddos. And they're gonna do some Halloween. We were gonna try and do it all as a crew here, and then we just realized like there's some traditions that we have that they have. The idea of like
when the sun
stealing.
goes down, we're going to do trick or treating.
Not tonight, but tomorrow. I like what you're saying. Yeah. But Heidi and I also, man, like we had the blessing of her exes, my parents jumping in last minute to take on helping watch Humans, so that we could do a book tour that was not planned. So, and that is so sweet. I'm working on a very powerful frequency, and the thing is, I don't know what that means, but I agree with it. And you know why I agree with it? Because I'm freaking passionate about this stinking book. And so,
Hey, don't say stinking.
I didn't mean to say stinking. You know how much I like this book, Noah. I would never disparage Built Through Courage. Here's what it is. I'll just say what it is, and then stay up. I know, I'm gonna stay up. This is what it is, okay? I had a career in entertainment for 20 years, okay? I had a career in entertainment for 20 years where I perpetually, by society, by masculinity, by executives, by my family of origin, had carrots dangled in front of me of my being able to feel a certain way when. Okay. Hello.
I think at the end he gets into a good point about how you have to be able to find contentment in what's important to you and finding your own purpose, and you can have multiple purposes, but it's just like, you know, the titles, the ranks, whatever it is, like this specific carrot, this specific reward isn't going to make or break your life if it's not really the thing that's meant for you, and you have to be able to determine that for yourself. But all the way leading up to it, it was just so scattered, and I'm like, how do you think that that is fun to listen to? How is that valuable to your audience? How is that time well spent for your audience whose life you're supposedly trying to improve? This next clip I do kind of like. This video is mainly criticism on Dave, so I wanted to throw something in there. Something nice, something that I enjoyed and agreed with.
Enough Bible verses, if I could score enough goals, if I could become valedictorian of my high school, if I could, you know, get the right job at Disney, then I would be enough and worthy and lovable. And the headline is, I'm already enough.
I saw it, 40.
You're already enough. I'm already worthy. You're already worthy. Our worthiness exists before we do one single thing. Our enoughness is a thing that we are born with. It doesn't mean that we can sit back in it and do nothing.
It almost into your sock.
Is it going in my sock again?
No, it almost into your sock.
Goodness gracious, right? You're worthy without any achievement. You don't need to do a stinking thing. And I didn't appreciate that. But I bought into it for a long time, a long, long time. I'm going to land a plane here. Hang on for one sec.
See, That's a good message. You're already worthy, you're already enough. You don't need all of these external validations. You're good.
Because whatever block it is, this book will help you. Yeah, guess what? Myself is a great answer from, I missed the name, but myself is actually likely the answer. And so if the answer, we got a dinosaur coming outside. Ladies and gentlemen, oh geez, don't fall down the stairs, please. It's just Ford Hollis. It's Ford Hollis. This is his costume. Ford, give her some space. I mean, here we go. This is why, you guys are like, yo, just go spend time. Oh, go spend time with this? I know what you're saying. Anyway, the bottom line is, there is a lot. Hey, listen to me, and I want you to hear these words so clearly. No, look at me in the eye. I love you more than any word I ever speak to you could ever fully express. Do you believe that? Wait, no, hold on. You're not looking at me. Hold on. Do you believe that? Do you believe that I love you? Okay, now let me tell you something about my love. I will never, no, look at my eyes. I will never, and I mean ever, let anyone that I love be endangered in any way by inflatable dinosaurs. So this dinosaur is not even getting close to you. It's not getting close to you. Nope, it's part of my remit on the planet. Okay, if you're gonna whine like this though, what I will do is ask you to kindly, and I do mean kindly, go sit in the jacuzzi.
No.
Okay. All right. I'm back. Hello, everyone. The sun is anyone? I know. I would just go spend time with them. I know.
The dinosaur butt.
Miserable dad I am. What was I saying? Oh, a lot of the book, a whole bunch of the book is about self.
Look at the dinosaur.
The relationship you have. Look at the dinosaur. He's going back inside. This silly dino. Please don't knock my drapes off the rings and the rods. This relationship that you end up having with yourself is everything. Whether you have belief in yourself, whether you have the courage to listen and trust your intuition, all of that, right? All of that is so important. And so when someone says, like, and again, like there's no, this isn't me trying to be like hubris, like, oh, I've written the greatest book of all time. I think it's amazing. It's certainly the greatest thing I've ever written. And
Is the dinosaur coming back?
Dinosaur has been evicted. Dinosaur is now going to go to another part of the home where dinosaurs are allowed, but will not come back and bother us. Mark my word. If you see the dinosaur, here's what I need. Don't cry. Just give me 3 taps on the shoulder. I'll jump right in. Okay? 3 taps on the shoulder. I'll jump right in.
So in that clip, there's obviously a lot going on. There's attention seeking from both of his children, which is understandable because, like I said, their dad has been traveling and hasn't been home. This is an hour and 52 minutes into the stream. So they've been waiting a long time for him. And again, I get it. You know, he just wants to do the stream. He just wants to get it out and get it over with, but it's not working. And you're trying to force it to happen when it's just timing. Timing is off right now. Not the best choice. And additionally, he's using language that Noah at 4 years old likely does not understand. And I don't quite understand why he's doing it. It's not benefiting her. Is it a joke? Is it supposed to be funny? Is it for your audience? Is it to make this big show about, I love you so much that I will never ever let a dinosaur, like, I don't know, I don't get it, but it's wordy. She's 4, she's hungry, she's frustrated, she's ready to go.
Okay. Everything. So many of the things in the book are about this relationship we have with ourselves. And when you say you have a block or that you're disconnected from feeling like you have permission to chase your calling or that you're able to live into the reason why you've been put on the planet, often it's because you are still living into and believing stories that have been told to you by someone else that is disconnected from, hey, Eric, I'm gonna let you parent your kids, brother. I'm gonna go ahead and parent mine. I'm just trying to finish a quick conversation. Now we can't be friends anymore. The way that you end up having a relationship with yourself, though, ends up being Anthony. Yep, okay. All right, now we're gonna go. Okay, last one. I'm doing it one more time. I feel like I'm at the Jerry Lewis telethon. I want so badly for Ed McMahon to still be alive because I want to tell him to go to a tote board. There is no tote board. This isn't even about totes. I am interested more than anything in making sure that you don't miss an opportunity to have agency in your life and change it. This book is no joke. I know I have bias. I wrote it. Okay? I wrote it. I know I have bias. Yes. Hey, will you tell these people to buy this book real quick? No, don't. I don't want to use you to sell books. Hold on one sec. Stop. You had your 2 vitamins. I know this game. We're not playing the 2 more vitamins game. 2 more vitamins and not till bedtime. It is 9:14 in the a.m. You've got like 10 hours.
I'm going to let you parent your kids. You let me parent mine. Except for the fact that you are putting your parenting on full display in front of your entire audience, which then makes it open to scrutiny and comments. And what your audience sees is you not paying attention to your children, which, if anybody had the same visceral reaction as me, was very uncomfortable. You can't help but feel bad for the kids. And I get it. It's a 2-hour stream out of their whole entire lives. We don't know what everything looks like when the camera is off. But when we are witnessing this in real time, it's not fun. And again, just another example of him getting distracted by comments. Like, why are you doing a live stream if you can't focus on the thing that you were trying to say? I think this would have eliminated a lot of the scatteredness and like back and forth and topic to topic to topic and oh yeah, back to my book. If he could just learn to like block out those comments for a little bit, and then when he gets to the end of a thought, go back in and respond to a few of them. You know, you don't have to respond to every single comment as it comes in, which I know he wasn't, but if you're constantly scanning what people are saying and giving feedback based on that, it's going to be a very jumbled piece of content. All right, and for our final clip, here we go.
In front of my face, the changes that you made to your daily routine, the changes you made to the habits that were working, the changes you made to the negative coping mechanisms that keep you in suffering that you're familiar with, but that don't serve your goals long term. That's it. Yeah, you can keep that. You're a beautiful mermaid. You need that mermaid dress. No one's taking... Hey, Ford, mermaid dresses, respectfully, though you can literally do anything you want in life, right now, mermaid dresses on Noah are not your department. I'm going to love you all day long. She's going to go ahead and wear that mermaid dress. All right, y'all, I'm getting ready to go and make us some Mickey Mouse pancakes. I wish I could do something like, if you buy the book, I'll make you a pancake. I'll tell you what, I'll make some extra pancakes. Set them out back. We'll see if any of you guys show up. I love you all. This is the longest live I've literally ever done. Who's coming to make pancakes with me? Let's go. We're going. All right. You all good people. If you are interested in sending me a signal of how much you appreciated the 2 hours of time that we got to spend on the back patio today, I got one $18 way that you could say thank you. Go ahead and buy that book. All right. Love you all. Pancake time. If you're coming over for pancakes, make sure you bring a little extra butter. We don't have a ton here at the house, and we are going with real maple today.
Oh my gosh. First and foremost, this is the longest live you've ever done. Okay, I can think of a few reasons as to why this may have gone on longer than you intended, many of which we've already gone over. But again, if you want to spend that long quality time on a live stream, stay focused, not get so frustrated, make arrangements for it. Dave's parents are staying with them at that very moment. You can't say, hey, give me a minute real quick. I need to, go address this and make sure the kids are taken care of and ask your parents to help out. You can't say, hey, obviously the kids they're up, they're running amok, they need some breakfast. Let's reconvene tonight at this time. There's so many better ways that it could have been handled. Obviously, I've said this over and over again. But the other thing that really makes me laugh is kind of this disingenuous, down home language. You know, Ford, I'ma love you all day long, but right now mermaid dresses are not your department. Bro, you're from Los Angeles. I don't know, maybe he's adopted some of it living in Texas. Who knows, but it just made me laugh. It felt more like he was saying it and like using that specific phrasing for show as opposed to it being part of his typical vocabulary, but that's just me. After that live stream, he left it up for a little bit. It's been taken down. The full thing is up on YouTube. I will, of course, link it down below in case you are interested in watching the whole thing. After that, he did end up taking it down and he issued an apology, which said, "Hi friends, quick note to acknowledge something from the weekend I'm just so disappointed in. Something that's rightly left people upset for the way my words and tone made them feel. Upset for the way my words and tone made them feel. Not for the way that I made them feel, not for the things that I did that were upsetting, but okay. It's so disconnected from who I aspire to be and how I hope to consistently serve that I want to be clear in owning that I was wrong and offer an apology." Okay, there we go. You were wrong, you're owning it. "I did an IG live on Saturday morning where the passion I have for this book came off in such an embarrassing and inappropriate way. Understatement of the year. That's me saying that. Back to Dave. I suggested that I didn't understand how you could follow me and not buy a book. Took it a step further and said that if you didn't want to get one, you should unfollow me. I mean, who in the world says that? I don't recognize the person in the video." I hate that. This happened on Saturday, Dave. This is like, you don't recognize that person? No, that's you. That's you in a moment that's not your best. That is part of you. That is who you are. I hate when people make bad decisions and they say, "Oh, I don't recognize that person." That's completely separate topic, but there's someone on YouTube who's in quite a bit of drama now. I'm not going to name names, but if you're familiar with the person, you'll probably recognize this. This person tended to be in a lot of conflict. Some of them not their fault. Some of them they contributed to and engaged in bad behavior. But a common thing I heard from them before this, real blow up of drama, when they were still being seen as favorable in the public eye, was, "Now, I don't speak like this, but here's what I said. Here's how I responded." And that's so not typical of me. I don't usually respond like this. I don't act like this, but they're sharing things in which that, like, you're sharing so many things where you are responding like that and you are speaking like that, yeah, you do. You can't say, "I don't usually speak like this," when we have like 7 examples of you speaking in that exact same way. Regardless, don't know in what universe this would be okay. It's not. I knew it when it was done and took it down quickly, but still said what I did, and it's worth a response. What I see is a scared little boy that still gives into his fear that had me show up in a way that I'm just so embarrassed of. I've often mentioned I'm a work in progress, but man, if I didn't show how much more work I still have to do in this journey of being human. This step backward is one that my time with my therapist will hopefully help me better understand how and why I acted the way I did in the pressure of a launch. To be clear, I value every single one of you who chooses to be here, and the luxury of your community comes with no contingency. You don't ever need to do anything to be here, be it buy a book or anything else. I understand and support anyone who decides that they want to unfollow after my ridiculous invitation to do so. I'm not sure I deserve your presence, but no, I'll continue to work to show that unrecognizably scared, exhausted, foot and mouth version of Saturday is viewed as an exception and a sign of my humanness, not by these words, but by my actions in the future. There is no excusing it. I just have to do better. I appreciate all of the support that this community has afforded over the years and appreciate the accountability that's being offered now. In a season where I'm trying to teach, I continue to find myself a student. It is with a heavy heart that I offer my sincerest apologies. And that's great. I mean, I'm glad that he addressed it. He didn't try to blame it on a team. That's good. But I do think it shows the character of somebody. You know, we all make bad choices every now and then. We all do mess up. But once you say something, especially on the internet, it cannot be unsaid. And so Dave really does have a lot of work to do. Dave does a lot of questionable things on the internet. There's plenty of videos about it. There's so many things I've seen from him that I'm like, I should probably make a video about that. Like, I should probably address it. And then I just never get around to doing it. But it's kind of a consistent pattern of behavior where Dave talks about how much he still has to learn or how much of a student he still is. And I'm not saying that somebody has to be this incredible master of everything in order for you to learn something from them, but I feel like more often than not, what I'm seeing from Dave, I don't like, and that's fine. I don't have to like everybody. You know, not everybody's for me. Maybe he is very helpful for a lot of people, and you know, it's a nice sentiment, but I feel like he does have a lot of work to do to move on and move past this, because people are not going to forget this easily. They just aren't. And I think kind of the sad thing is, you know, I really don't know what mental state he was in when he made that live stream, but it did feel very manic and it felt like he was spiraling. And so aside from addressing all of the things that I previously wanted to address and, you know, the specific examples and all of that, I just wanted to put something out here that might help somebody. This has helped me in times when I felt like life circumstances, situations were out of my control and I was spiraling and I didn't know what to do. The things I'm going to share are very simplistic. It's not groundbreaking by any means. I'm sure you can find plenty of other people who have shared these same tips, but as someone who has gone through a very tumultuous past 10-ish months, I just figured I would share what has helped me, like I said, when I feel like things are just out of control and I don't know what to do. So the first thing that I would advise Dave or anybody else in a similar situation to do is to take a step back. When you feel like you have no control and you cannot get a grasp of anything, take a step back. Do not keep pushing forward. This will only make things worse. If you are in a situation where you feel like you need to fix something, but you cannot find solid footing, especially, stop. Just stop, walk away. Whether it be for 10 minutes, for an hour, for an entire day, for a week, however long you can possibly afford to take a step back and however long you need, do it. Go for a walk, talk to a trusted friend, get some food, like just sit in silence, whatever you need to do to calm down, do it. And I want to emphasize before I move on, this is just for like general situations. If there's a situation at work that is just getting worse and worse and worse and you're overwhelmed and you feel like, you know, any second you're just gonna get up and quit or you're gonna lose your cool on somebody, like stuff like this. Or when you're working on a project that you really like and everything just seems to have gone wrong and you're trying to fix it and everything you're doing is just making it worse, you know, stuff like that. This is what this is for. So you take a step back. Number two, you take stock. And that means you think about what is actually happening in reality. Because I feel like when you're in these situations, you go a little bit catastrophic. Everything's the worst. Nothing good ever happens. Everything always goes wrong. I can't do anything right. No one likes me. Nothing will ever change. Nothing will ever get better. And you have those thoughts over and over and over again. And you're just hearing them. And soon you start to believe them. But I would, you know, actually try and look at what is happening in reality. Write down the real problems, like what is actually true, what is the actual problem or elements of this actual problem, because if you can find the common theme, you can better address it. And finally, get creative. So maybe you have a few things that have already helped in similar situations or that are working right now, but maybe there's something you just haven't thought of yet that could be the solution you're looking for. So I would say do a brain dump. Even if something sounds silly, just put it out there. No judgment. Any kind of solution you can think to make the situation better, brain dump it. And that just means write it down, type it out, put it in your phone, whatever it is, just anything that comes to your mind, get it out in a way where you can see it. After you do that, review your solutions, your possible solutions, and your creative ideas, and mark any ones that stand out to you that you think, okay, we could actually do this. Like this might actually work. This might actually help. Evaluate them. Talk to a trusted friend if you want their opinion. Talk to somebody who knows more than you, maybe a professional, like someone else in your trade, if it's a work thing or a creative project thing. You know, talk to somebody whose opinion you value and trust, and solidify a plan to help make things better. So after that, you get your plan in place, you're ready to go, you feel good, you feel confident, you feel calm about it. Get a good night's sleep if you can, and then get back at it. And once you get back at it, hopefully you'll be coming from a place of confidence in yourself, your abilities, your competence. You'll be calmer, you'll be more positive, and hopefully whatever it is you're tackling will get better. So take a step back, take stock, and get creative. That's just my advice to anybody who feels like they're spiraling in a specific situation. That's what's helped me in the past. And if you have any tips or advice to help people in similar situations, definitely feel free to leave them down below. Also, if you have any comments or opinions on Dave's live stream, if you have anything you want to share, feel free to do that. And while you are sharing your thoughts, if you would consider liking this video or subscribing to my channel, that would be incredible. And if you're subscribed already, thank you so much. I am so appreciative of you, and I love being able to just sit here, hang out with you, and talk about whatever. Thank you so much for watching. Please be kind to people. Oh, simply be kind. I got this from Simply Cozy Mama Co. on Etsy, and I've been living in it for the past 2 weeks. It's so cozy. I love it. I'll leave it linked down below. They have a ton of cute stuff. The bee shirt that I have that's bleach dyed, I got it from them too. So not an affiliate in any way, just, support small businesses. I will see you in the next video. Bye.